Okay, so we're at 10 o'clock. People are still coming in, but we will get going in the interest of time. So my name is Sandra Seibel, and I am the change lead for the Bridge Northwest program, the group that is helping to implement Meditech Expanse here in the Northwest. And I am very, very pleased today to start off this week of demos. We've got 3 demos this week. This is the first of 3. And put on by our partners in the Northwest. So the One HITS group, the One Health Information Technology Service. And this is the group that has helped implement Expanse in 23 hospitals in the Northeast. And so what we're going to see today is the system that they have there in the Northeast, their test system. And it is what we are going to take and validate here in the Northwest. So we're very lucky to have them as our partners, and they've gone ahead of us on this journey. And so I'd like to turn it over to Maria Watling, who will introduce a bit about today's demos, the format, and some of the content that you'll see today. So go ahead, please, Maria.
Thanks, Sandra. And good morning, everyone, and welcome to the first of our 3 Meditech Expanse kickoff sessions. I'm Maria Watling, the Clinical Applications Field Manager for One HITS, and we're excited to have you here today with us. Over the course of the next hour, we'll be sharing 2 demonstrations. First, Krista Jablonski will demonstrate an overview of the electronic health record, and then Catherine Brazeau and Carolyn Carey will demonstrate an ambulatory patient clinic visit workflow. To help keep the sessions running smoothly, we kindly ask that you hold your questions until the end of each demo, or feel free to type your questions into the chat at any time, and our team will either respond there or address them during the Q&A portion of the session. And with that, I'll hand it over to Krista, who will get us started on the electronic health record overview. Krista?
Thanks so much, Maria. Okay, so this is an overview of a chart. It's in the test environment of Meditech Expanse, and we'll have a closer look of just one test patient that we prepared to make sure we can see kind of all the features of a chart. So remembering our mission statement of one person, one record, and one system. This electronic health record of an individual patient will soon follow them each time they access your organization's services. So we're just going to have a closer look. So as you can see...
Excuse me.
Oh, hi there.
Krista, you lost your screen.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
We're seeing your icons for launch.
Yeah, cool. I'm just going to share something else then. And I'm going to follow it here. Let's try that. How's this?
You're good.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Okay, so here is, as you can see, I've opened up a chart. So you can see the file tabs here on the top screen. Some are yellow and some are blue. This view looks the same for all clinicians and users. The appearance of the file tabs represent kind of that paper chart feeling, and you're kind of flipping through your chart. The yellow tabs mean that it's visit specific, or today's visit, it's linked to the visit you are in. And the blue highlighted tabs above that are visit to visit. They're at the MRN level, so it's all encompassing, which can be filtered as well to your needs. If you take a look on your right side, there's the right... Is everything okay? The right side is the right reference panel. As you can see, it starts with the name, first, last name and first, demographics, birth date, as well as your health card number and your MRN number. In the next level here, you've got where the patient's located. So it's an admission in the unit. They've got their height and weight, as well as their BMI calculations. The account number, so you can easily click that and view multiple visits or just the one visit that you're pertaining to today. Next over is your full resuscitation, which is really nice because it shows you your historical data. So in 2002, this is what was written. And then the current order here is done in May 29, 2024, and gives you the details of that. There's also a bit of a legal. So if there's, some specifics on power of attorney and things like that, if you show all visits, you can actually see what has been filed also down below. So if there's a power of attorney that's brought their document, you can scan it into the chart and easily have a look. This is just an example, obviously, so it would be turned and properly able to view. Again, we're in the test. Once you go past the full resuscitation, you can search in a patient's chart. Let's say you're looking for something. So, for example, we will look in for temperature. Oops, I meant to here. So when you look up temperature, there's blood culture, skin temperature, and depending on what's in the chart. So I just want to look at the temperature query. As you can see, when I pull up, the temperatures are all listed as to what was documented. You can also nicely graph. So if I look at a 12-day, as you can see, you can change your view. You can see that there was an event that kind of spiked the temperature, and you can correlate it to your date and time and then follow the data below. All modifiable. Below that is a collapsible feature. So the reference panel always stays the same. It's a quick look. If you're looking at special indicators, allergies, problems, vital signs, and home meds. This is a graph option as well. You can graph certain trends and different things, change your time periods. It gets complicated, and you can remove some of the information if you need to get a better understanding, and do different lines if needed. Special indicators. So on each admission or on each entry into your organization, special indicators do pop up. Some examples are, for example, this one was charted, and it'll tell you the date and time and who edited it. Risk details, which would be triggers in this instance. Additional risk is loud noise or bright lights. Another thing could be hearing impairment. So somebody's noted here that the patient wears 2 hearing aids. So maybe some accessibility features would be helpful when communicating with your patient. Another way we use special indicators is if there's a care plan. So for example, this is stating to, look up another care plan, or maybe look at psych and see if there's something that you could follow through with. Allergies, they are assessed on every entry to the facilities or organizations. So we review them, we confirm them, we verify them, and it keeps a history. The nice thing about the allergies is that they are sorted. So there's a food category, there's an environmental category, and you have options of making an adverse reaction or a allergy. Our next is our problems. I can go into a bit more detail also on different screens. They're all modifiable from this layout as well. So the problems are provider focused, and they manage the problem list. So you can see any active problems, any resolved or inactive problems, and any deleted, and the reason why some would have been deleted. These are all able to look through, like let's say it was something that was investigated and completed or something like that. As you can see, the vital signs, this has a dot and a green color as the title. This indicates that it's for this visit. So if we open up our tabs like this quickly, and you look down to your vital signs, you can see the most up to date was today at 8 o'clock, and these were the vitals of today. If you want to go and get a trend for it, you can see that this is all the sources. You can minimize your sources. Let's say you're just looking for the ED or in surgery, and it shows you just kind of your trend of your vitals. Another nice thing is you can graph some of these dependent on what you're looking for. If you're just looking for temperature, blood pressure, and where and what was located. Let's get back to the chart here. I'm just going to cancel this recitation. So now we're back to the main chart. The last tab at the bottom is home medications. Again, they are evaluated on each entry to the organization and can be looked under different features, like example medications that are active. And there's also a tab, for any other changes you wanted to look at, but I can show you in the medication tab as well. So we'll we'll continue on with the tabs here. So the first one is a summary. Summary includes widget data, which is definitely modifiable. So for example, if you want to reorder this or add another template or something specific, like if you renal or something focused, you can add this to your widget and change this up to meet your needs. So as you can see here, I have just kind of an overview of widgets. So again, my special indicators, I can tab in through there. Vital signs is just telling you the most recent snapshot. But again, if I go in there, I can have a better look and a graph overview. Some of the orders in the last 2 days, if you're just quickly maybe following up from a previous hospitalist and you just want to see what was happening, any lab results. And these can be specific to your needs as well. So let's say you're just particular on your white count and you would like to know, your TNI trends, things like that. You can actually customize those views. I love this piece. It's the visit level care team. So it tells you your family provider, your admit provider, and any things like that. Some of your ED assessments, if Allied Health documented recently, it would be in here as well. And then you can actually make your own widget. For example, I chose white count, temperature, INR, and random gluc, and I correlated those today. So if I needed to just have a quick glance on all my patients, I have made my widget, which I can apply to all my patients. There's a patient widget, so if you're concerned about this and you want to follow your patient, that's an option. External application's great because it's a possibility to bring you to your historical link data, so your old system. It also could have external links to other like OLIS or other organizations that you use or any kind of resources that you use. Ambulatory visits, if you're looking quickly as to who they're seeing as an outpatient, and again, legal indicators. Activity is anything that has been done on the visit at all. It can be filtered, so you can click between ambulatory, emergency, inpatient, hospital outpatient, and then the time frame, as well as any categories. Don't forget though, when you select your filters, they apply to all your tabs. So if you're going to a different tab and you want to look at maybe a whole trend and you can't find it, it may be because your filters are on. Activity log as well. It can be done into all activity or visits. The visits filter is nice because it shows your inpatients at the bottom, and then all your admissions here and what's kind of been going on. Again, it's all based on your needs. As you can see, there's different, and the activity log. Flow sheets are great. They can be customized to meet your needs as well. So for example, I trended the medical flow sheet here. So it's a time interval of 24 hours. You can change this to suit your needs again. So it's you want to see every 4 hours, or you're monitoring an ICU patient, you want every 30 minutes. An ICU critical care flow could look like this. As you can tell, like your pulse rate sittings, it could be standing if that was something you were concerning. And then activity, there's some pain trending you can look at, really lots of options. Again, you can change your time interval and change your visits. So if you wanted to pick your selected visit, your inpatient, and to go back, you click on, and then it goes back to your time interval. Health management is for ambulatory view only. Everyone can view it, just this trends your ambulatory data, and you can follow up with different labs or procedures or imaging as required. History and problems. So again, history problems is another view of, oops, sorry, that's if you want to extend your screen. So for example, your medical, surgical, family, and social history is all, so the great thing, because it's in the blue tabs, it's all sites encompassing or at the MRN level. So anytime a nurse or physician or clinician enters this information, it is updated and it is one list. So as you can see, at different times and places, people updated this history, and you can have a quick look as to, is it surgical? This is what they've had. Medical, things like that. And you can also edit as needed. Oh, that's no longer, maybe it's more active than a history, and you can change things like that. Same with the problems. So if you minimize this one, again, this is provider based, so you can have a look, you can edit, you can look at your resolved or ruled out, and you can get understanding of why. And the nice thing is, if there's any need for a pregnancy history, it has a very good organization there. Administrative is kind of like your front page of your paper chart. It's got all your demographics, any appointments that are upcoming. So let's say you wanted to have a look at your patients. Are they going for their CT? Did they go already? You can have a quick view here, attended, or if there's been a lot of no-shows, you can have a discussion with your patient as well if they keep coming with the same ailments and you want to have a good discussion with them. And some history here as well as where they've been. Other clinical, this is great for if you have any blood bank summary needs or related transfusions. I like the immunization piece because they can get entered and then they stay within the chart. So no matter as you go around, they get their annual flu shot, you can just add it and see it trend. Patient pharmacy is great. If you're just looking for a quick reference, they come in, they may be confused. You can have a look and say, oh, hey, they went to the North Bay Pharmacy. Let me call them up, get their med list so we can support their medication. And I think that was all I wanted to review there. Oh, the care team is always nice too. If people who were involved in his care, family provider, admit, or attending, any specialists could add as well. Workload items. So this is kind of a message tasks is really kind of how the providers approach this tab. It's notices of events to bed allocation. So example, discharges, admissions, change in service, and it tracks the CC document. So when entering, so when you're contributing your notes, you can leave that available to be tracks the CC documents. Communication tool tracks all who view the document and can CC a specialist or another provider. Diagnostics. So as you can see, they are all categorized here. You can look at all of them together as far as blood work, and then specify if you're looking for urines or scanned lab reports. It's all available right here. Again, with the imaging, if you have a chest x-ray, for example, this would take you to the PACS. I don't have PACS available on my computer, but that's what it would do in your organization. And then you could see your signed x-ray report, and it's easy to toggle between them if you are doing a comparative. Obviously, this is a chest and a hip and not comparative. Microbiology, again, you can have a look and what was scanned in by lab. Cardiovascular is your ECG tracings. So your ECGs will be scanned in here, obviously in color, and they would be on landscape view. Good old testing. And if you had an echo, you could have a look as well as that and do a comparative quick and toggle through. Other would be example like a respiratory PFT. So if you needed to look at their last results and do a comparison between different ones, very easy to do. Again, can be scanned in if needed. Provider notes. So provider notes, each discipline has its own category, as you can see. So if it's an emergency note, here you go. Neurological, respiratory, anything specific you were looking for, you could easily click there. And then as you can see, toggle through each note and view together. Nurse Allied is very similar. You have your nursing, anything done nursing wise would be here. You can have a quick look and say, oh, there's their vitals. Let's have a look today, or their pain, or how much they ate today. We had put in breakfast was 100%, excellent. Personal support worker, you want to know how their cares are or if they're meeting any needs. Respiratory therapy, what have they been doing? And any more documentations is a quick snapshot. But again, in the other tab, medications is a great too. Don't forget about your filters if you're looking for something specific, and then your clinical specialty, you can change it to most recent, date, or activity log. So there's different ways of viewing your information. The last tab here is medications. This is it's a visit snapshot, for example. So your home medications are here. So what they were entered in, your inpatient medications, transfer from emergency department, what got changed, held, no action. It kind of just gives you that overview if you're trying to follow your patient. There is non-formulary as well. It just gives you an alert that they are not, you can't check your, I'm thinking of this word, conflicts. So if you can't compare and say, oh, this is a conflict with another med because it's a non-formulary. All the formulary meds are able to be checked in the background and will tell you if there's a conflict or something worth looking at. And then finally at the end, we have just the navigation bar. This is the main how to navigate between. So we're in the chart right now. That's why the chart is backlit. The document button is where you would go to make your notes or complete any assessments, interventions. And then the order tab is where you would place your orders and your discharges if you were ready for discharge and wanted to put some discharge information in. Anything for signatures required a personalized PIN. So a 4-digit PIN that you choose would be your digital signature. And your workload items are any items that you would need reviewed if there was a result or if discrepancy, something like that. And that's your overview of your chart. So provider notes, if there was a consult letter, let me just see if I can find an I. So for example, like this one's signed by this and it would be included if there was like an I signed, which means there's multiple contributors and that you've signed your piece. I'm just seeing if I can find an example on the chart. Oh, here. So if you pull this up, for example, the principal was Dr. Gong and contributors was Dr. McManus. And as you can see here, the principal, Dr. Gong, has signed it at the bottom, and they're just waiting for the contributor. Yeah, so it was dictated by Dr. Gong. Oh, and electronically signed by Dr. McManus. So Dr. Gong just has to finalize his note. after the contributor has signed. Did that help?
I think so, Krista. Next question. As a social worker in an outpatient setting, I may become involved with a patient prior to them being seen by a physician, i.e. no appointment created yet. In what part of the documentation or workflow would this be captured? So the patient's not registered yet. Can they document, and where?
No,
They're
the
not
patient
registered.
requires a registration to be documented on in Meditech Expanse. So the patient, either you would continue to have a paper process in which that can be scanned in once they're registered, but you can't access the patient's chart and document within it if they haven't been registered yet.
Would this patient be going to emerge? If this was a crisis situation, because you could do a call-in feature, that would be the only other option. Yes, many contributors can contribute to the same note.
Are there any other questions for the team before we go on to the next demo?